Good morning, this is Paul Petrov, and you're listening to episode number 22 of the morning show for managers. The topic for this morning is comfort or pseudo-comfort. I'll tell you a story about the growth of lobsters, how lobsters grow, and we'll make some references to the human growth. There are some connections that you can make, and in the end of the episode I will ask you one or two questions for self-reflection, which you can also use for a team exercise so that you can have a conversation or discussion with the people in your team. Now let's start with the story. The lobster shell does not grow, but the lobsters themselves grow relatively fast in their first year. The only way for lobsters to grow is by discarding their former shell when it's too small for them. Changing the body cover is called molting. Young lobsters shed several times a year and then usually once a year. The lobster is highly vulnerable without a hard shell, and the primary way to survive is by hiding under a rock until its new shell hardens. And so until the next time when it grows up enough to throw away the old shell. The primary pressure for the lobster to change its shell is the significant discomfort of tightening. This discomfort encourages change and growth. There is no growth without change. This growth process in lobsters is very similar to the growth process in humans. At one point, the old shell gets tight. Getting out of it is dangerous, but overcoming fears and throwing away the old shell is the only way to grow, for lobsters physically and for humans, of course, mentally and emotionally. The immediate pain of the tight shell can become a springboard for change. As long as the pain of the old is less than the pain of the unknown, the change will not happen naturally. Here, paradoxically, the present inconveniences have turned into kind of a pseudo-comfort zone. People confuse the real comfort zone in which they feel excellent and their daily work is a source of joy and energy with the pseudo-comfort zone where they do not work but endure work. And this is very important, and I will repeat this. The pseudo-comfort zone is where people endure work but not actually enjoy work. So it's not really a comfort zone. People delude themselves that things are okay, and so 10, 20, 30 years fade away in the pseudo-comfort zone. If you are in a real comfort zone where things can't get any better, why would you want to get out of it? Is it because of the poster in your conference room that shows that magic happens outside the comfort zone? To be honest, the real magic happens on the edge of the comfort zone, not entirely out of it. Entirely out of it, there are the most vocal voices of doubt, fear, which create trauma but not growth. Stay in the comfort zone with healthy growth, flow, and impatience for the next day. But do not stay in the zone of pseudo-comfort where there are self-delusion and self-creating suffering. It absolutely makes no sense to create suffering and to go too much out of your comfort zone, because there is a reason for you to be fearful when it comes for going outside of your comfort zone, because probably it's too much. So this fear is protecting you. But if you go on the edge and a little bit beyond the boundary of your comfort zone, then there is a possibility for growth. And here are two final questions for self-reflection. Question number 1. Which zone are you at in the moment? In the zone of healthy comfort or in the zone of suffocating pseudo-comfort? Question number 2. If you continue doing what you do now with your team, where will you end up in 5 or 10 years? In other words, if you don't change anything and you keep on going, where you will end up in 5 to 10 years. So this was episode number 22. Have a good day and until next time.